Lockdown is going to start again all over the world. Are we heading towards those nightmare days? Will everything stop again all over the world? Yes, such a signal is being received. A new virus has emerged in China called human metapneumovirus, or HPV. The more frightening news is that this virus has not only stopped in China.
On to international news, experts are expressing concern about the spread of the respiratory virus HMPV throughout Asia after an outbreak in China.
It is now spreading at lightning speed in our neighboring countries. The question is this just the beginning? Is this virus carrying a new message of death for your beloved children, your elderly parents, and vulnerable family members? You may think that this is China's problem. But we thought so during COVID-19, and the whole world remembers what happened after that. This virus is indicating just such a beginning. How is it spreading so fast? Do we have to go back to those lockdown days again? Do you know who are the main victims of this virus? The most frightening thing is that there is still no vaccine for this virus. There is no weapon to fight against it. So what is going to happen to the world? This is the beginning of another deadly pandemic. How will you survive if another pandemic is about to start? Let's find out the answers to these questions so that you can prepare in advance. Although the virus was first discovered in 2001, scientists say that it has been circulating among us for many years. However, it has never been seen in such a terrible form as today. The effect of this virus is like a silent killer. Although it starts with a common cold, cough or fever, it quickly attacks the respiratory tract, a terrible scene in Chinese hospitals. Numerous children are unable to breathe without oxygen support. The image of a small child with an oxygen mask on his face and the terror in his eyes will deeply move you. This virus has become absolutely deadly for the elderly, as their lungs are unable to take in oxygen. Doctors say that it causes serious diseases like pneumonia or bronchitis. There is such a crowd in Chinese hospitals that reminds us of the dark days of COVID-19 in 2020. What is even more terrible is that this virus is not confined to the borders of China. It has already spread to Malaysia, Kazakhstan, and India. Experts say that if it is not stopped in time, it can turn into a global pandemic. The biggest fear is that there is no vaccine for this virus. You can only manage the symptoms, but there is no way to completely protect yourself. Scientists are looking for an antidote. But before that, our only weapon is caution. There is no chance of taking it lightly. Remember that every epidemic starts silently. And what happens next, the coronavirus has shown us very well. Now the question may arise, how is this virus spreading so fast, and is its spread getting out of control? Let's go a little deeper. The human metapneumovirus attacks our respiratory system in a very common but deadly way. The virus can enter your body through small particles floating in the air. That is, when an infected person sneezes and coughs, those particles can enter your body. If you touch an object where this virus is present, and then touch your eyes, nose, or mouth, the virus will enter your body. Now imagine a virus that spreads when you come close to people. Crowded places like schools, hospitals, or public transport are ideal places for this virus to spread, and it is hitting our most loved ones the most, namely young children and the elderly. In China, they are now struggling to control the rapid spread of this virus that people are afraid of. The number of infected people in neighboring countries is increasing by leaps and bounds. Doctors say that the rate of infection is so high that it can easily spread from one country to another. Yes, this is exactly how an epidemic starts. It spreads silently from a certain place and then engulfs the entire world. And the biggest danger of this virus is that it will attack you at a time when you will not feel anything. Now let's see how much panic this virus has spread around the world and which countries have been affected. Human metapneumovirus, or HPV, is not confined to the borders of China alone. It has now spread to other countries as well. Let's talk about China first. The situation there is so dire that hospitals are full of patients. Thousands of new people are being infected in China every day. Although the death toll has not been officially announced yet, experts say that it is constantly increasing, and outside of China, the number of infected people is already increasing in Malaysia, Kazakhstan, and India.
As more cases are being reported from other parts of Asia, including Malaysia, Hong Kong, and even India.
This virus has been detected in India, especially among children. Malaysia has already admitted several children to hospitals. The number of infected people is also increasing in Kazakhstan. It is gradually spreading to other countries of the world, and we may know in a few days which other countries have been newly infected. The World Health Organization, WHO, has expressed concern about the spread of this virus. They are monitoring the situation and advising the affected countries to be vigilant. Who said, "We still do not know where this virus will stop." Experts say that this is a virus that can easily turn into a pandemic. If we do not stop its spread now, the world is still reeling. Will those lockdown days come back again? Will the world come to a standstill again? Are we heading towards those terrible days? Those days when the whole world stopped, people were confined to their homes and the streets were deserted. Yes, something like that may be waiting for the people of the world again. Because experts say that the type of infection of this virus is such that it can easily turn into a pandemic. It is now spreading rapidly beyond the borders of China to other countries. If the infection rate continues to increase like this, countries may be forced to go on the path of restrictions or lockdowns. Now the question is, will this virus be as dangerous as COVID-19? Although during COVID-19, our world was somewhat prepared. That means rapid research and international cooperation. But there is no money for this virus. There is no specific medicine. In such a situation, experts say that this virus attacks the respiratory tract in such a way that if not treated on time, it can be fatal. The impact seen in children and the elderly can be even more severe than COVID-19. What is even more frightening is that this virus not only breaks down physically but also mentally. People are scared today, although this virus has not yet shown its full strength. However, if we are not careful now, the results could be even worse than the corona pandemic. Our future now depends on our awareness. Let's fight this virus together. What I have said so far may have created some panic in your mind. But there is no need to panic. Not panic but awareness and caution are our main tools against this virus now. So do not panic, be aware yourself and make the people around you aware. The most important thing is to rely on accurate information and do not listen to any rumors. Follow the instructions of the World Health Organization WHO and other reliable health organizations and make them aware by spreading the video to your loved ones. Thank you.